All right, looks good.
All right, then, Chanel, over to you.
All right, let's start.
Yep.
So first thing we're going to see is the form titan package for Salesforce. What you'll want to do first is install it, and then we'll see how we can use it together with the form titan. So the main goal of the packages of now is to enable you to generate documents directly from Salesforce. You can merge them, and you can email them, and we'll view all these options in this session. All right, so let's start. So what we have here first is just a simple Word document. And if we will view the template, just going to download this real quick. And I'll open this up. So it's a simple template that's related to a contact, a Word template. And what we want to do is to be able to generate this directly from Salesforce. So let's start. So the first thing you would want to do is head over to your, once your template is ready, head over to your, let me just show you how this looks like. So let's just publish this. And I'll pass in a parameter for contact ID, which is FLD2. And it looks like I have something here ready. And it will preview it directly from here. And we want to do this from Titan. We want to basically generate this, push it to the record, whatever else we can do from here, we want to do directly from Salesforce. So I've already installed our package. And first thing you would want to do is once you install it is go to your account and head over to document generation and hit save. What this will do is I'll show you behind the scenes a little bit. So I'm going to head over to the setup. I'll go to custom settings. And the Titan package comes with the custom settings that will enable us to communicate with Titan. So the form Titan PDF URL, this is our custom settings. And what it will do, it will generate this automatically, the private URL. You can do it yourself, but doing it safe from Titan is the best way. So it will basically save the URL. And here you notice I have debug mode on and API key here. And I'll explain a little bit about this later. So the only thing you need is the URL. And obviously another thing it does, it adds a remote site setting, so you'll be able to communicate with Titan as well. So it creates this automatically, and you're good to go. Next thing you would want to do is, if I'll head over to my contact, is to add your buttons on the, let's go to Franca Martina. And right now I have nothing here, nothing remote, related to form Titan. So for all the standard objects, we give you already buttons ready-made, and if not, I'll show you how to create this real quick. So the only thing I need to do here now is add the button to the layout. So I'll head over to my object and page layouts. Hopefully this is the layout that I'm running on, and what I will do is head over to mobile and lightning actions, go to my FD generate document, and throw it in here, and save, refresh my contact, and I have the FD generate document. So I'm going to click it, and what you will see is you don't have any documents. Please contact your Salesforce admin. The reason for this is that in Titan, we give you full control over your Salesforce integration, which means that you can dictate which users can view what templates. And there is a couple of ways of doing it. You can add a whole profile to a document. So you can either select a profile, let's say you want a system administrator, and then you would hit next and select what users under that profile will be able to see what document. And another way to do it is just add collaborators from Salesforce, which what I will do now. And I will select my user, Brave Donkey, hit next, and select whatever documents I want him to view. So right now I'm going to do the equipment demo and Word demo version 2. I'll hit apply. And I'll head back to my contact. click FT generate document, and here it is, my 2 documents. And let's review this window for a little while. So the first thing you will see is view download, which will basically just, before you generate your document, you'll probably want to see how it looks like. So this is what it will give you. You can see your contact here, all the mapping. This word is already mapped, and then you can choose from a bunch of options here, download the copy, print a PDF, whatever word gives you. So that's cool. And on to the next, I'll click the actions. Now, let's start with the generate. The generate is very, very important to understand. So what the generate will do is actually submit your form. So if I'll head back to my form, and I'll take a look on my submit, my push settings have nothing here, which means once I hit generate, nothing will happen. But let's say if you had, for instance, in your push, you will have, let's say, a file. And what you will do here is just create a file. Simple as that. So you can give it a title, and you'll say, let's do, in this instance, other, and you can do and the first published location, we have the contact ID there as a hidden. So we're going to map that. And our version data to our word mapping. And now, if you would, for instance, you would want to update, let's say you would want to update the account that's related to the contact. Okay, so let's say update the account, and or you can create whatever you do in your push, you can run this directly from here. So whenever you hit generate, it will actually run all your pushes. So in this instance, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab the conditions. So I'm going to say account ID equals my contact ID. I actually need to pull it out. So let's just update the account. You can do a simple get. So let's do a simple get real quick. And we'll do
Do you want to explain about the get, Donkey?
Yeah, so basically what I'm doing here, that's what I'm trying to explain, is once you run generate, it will basically run the form. It will actually like load the form behind the scenes and hit the submit. So you can do any gets or pushes you want, and then basically once you hit generate, if you create objects from the form, you update objects, you want to read from objects, you can do everything behind the scenes. So that's basically what happens with the generate, and that's why it's so important to understand. Let's just make sure the condition here is set, and we're all good. My field is mapped, and now I can go back to my push and update the account. And what we'll do here is a quick update, and my condition is account ID equals to my ACC ID. So basically that what you will do. And map fields, let's change whatever. Let's do the billing street to other, and we'll do Donkey Hill. Plan finish. Let's just take a look at our get. Just make sure it runs. It wasn't custom button. And let's run this. So once I hit generate, if I'll head over to my integration logs, so I see that I got a request from Salesforce. So it says Salesforce button, success, and Salesforce user ID and the record ID. And now I'll give it a minute, and it will generate my document and run my push. So basically what it needs to do now is update the account and generate the PDF, the doc, and attach it to my record. So here is my file create, and I can see that my ID was empty for some reason. Probably I didn't refresh it, but the point is understood where you, once you run, you generate whatever is on your submit will run. So if I'll take a look at my file that was created, and here it is, word mapping, and we're good. So that's the generate. Now let's take a look at our other options there. Just head here, take a look at this, that's fine. And let's just remove this. And let's see our other options here. Okay, so the generate we understand, again, very important. The view form, basically, if you have, it's not gonna auto preview it. So if you had a bunch of fields in here that you wanna review before then, and then click the submit and see what happens, then that will be great. And let's see the view document. Let's take a look. So view document Word, again, this is like the view and download before that we've seen, does the same thing. And onto the download. So if I'll click this, very simple, we'll just download it directly to my computer, to your local PC. And now let's view the email. So in the email, we have two options, send via email or edit and send, which in our Word situation now, it should be named a little different, and I'll explain in a second. So send via email, let's see what this does. So first thing you will see is setting an object, setting a subject from, which is where your email will be sent from, send to. The send to will give you any email field that you have on your record. So right now on the contact record, I have the email field, so it gives me dynamically the email. So whatever else I would have here, it will pull it up. And in the advanced, you can either select a Salesforce user in the CC or BCC, or add other. You can control it from here. The template is really cool. So basically, you can select the template here, and these templates are directly from Salesforce. So we'll pull it dynamically from Salesforce, and you can have your template already merged into here, your Salesforce template into here, and you can search in folders. I don't have any folders in this environment. That will make it a lot easier. The attached generated doc is basically once you run your document and you want the document to be attached to your email, that will do it. If you take it, whoever you're sending it to will get the document attached. And another thing here, this is very important. For instance, once you want to send your form for signature, for people to sign it. So you can't generate the form because you need people to sign it. So what you will do here is you will have your template, and then you will click insert, and you will insert the form URL. And once you see, if I click insert, you can merge any field dynamically from this object. So you can initially create your own template directly from the insert option. So let's say if you pull up your template and you see some fields are missing and you want to merge them from Salesforce, you can do insert whatever, this one, we'll pull it up from the object that you're running from. Add the files and add the attachments basically gives you the ability to push it directly into your object. So if I'll hit add the files, it will send the email and push it to my object. So add the files basically will create a content version, which is our files in Salesforce, and add the attachment will create an attachment, which is for the classic. That's cool. So let's send an email. Let's just see what I have here as my email. Okay, I'll save this. And let's run my document. So I have to generate document, and I'll do email. Let's select a template. Okay, so my subject was populated, and let's send it from and the reply to you don't have to, and I'm just going to select the email, and I'll do attach generated document, and let's add it to files, and I'll hit send email, and off it goes, and I should get the email with the attachment, and we'll attach it to my contact here as well. So that's that. Let's take a look at the other thing. So the edit and send, essentially what it does similar functionality, but it's a little different. The reason that it's a little different is because this will get out directly from your Salesforce. So in the other email that we sent, it actually goes through the Form Titan email servers. And if you choose the option, this option, edit and send, you can see that it automatically attaches the attachment here, your generated document here, either a PDF or a Word. And then you can add more attachments, you can do a bunch of other stuff, but what it will do, it will send it from your user. So if you see that I select from, it gives me now my email address, my current user email address, or organization-wide defaults. And these you can completely customize and control. And you can see and I'll show you where to set these up. And the send to, very similar, either email or other. You have the advanced here as well to CC, just like the other one. And let me show you how you can configure these and where you can configure the name for the doc that will be emailed out. So I'm going to go back to my form here and head over to the document generation, word mapping. I'll hit configure, and I'm going to head over to the Salesforce button, click configure, and you got to do this before you actually run the Salesforce button. We skipped the step in the beginning, but if I would have nothing here set up, then it wouldn't work. So you need to choose what object you're running from, tell Titan which record ID you want to do your query from, which is contact ID in my instance, and that's that. And then you hit apply and you save. And now let's take a look at the edit and mail. So what we have here for you, you can do CC BCC, which means that it will always go to these CC and BCC emails whenever you email it from the edit and send mail. And the load org-wide email will give you, basically, if you click it, it will just load whatever org-wide email addresses you have. So if I'll head over to my setup here, and head over to my organization-wide addresses, you can see that I have these two guys here being able to use them. Okay, so I added these two, and if I'll choose just one, you can choose whatever you want, then your user will be able to do it directly from there. And the custom file name will dictate the file name that gets pulled up over here. So right now it's mapping.docs, and if I'll configure this guy, and let's do record ID. So it's the contact ID, and you can type in here whatever you want, and let's do first name, and let's do a dash, and I'll search for first name and throw it in here, and let's do last name and throw it in here. I'll hit apply, and I'll save this guy. Head back to my FD generate document, head over to actions again, edit and send, And there it is. You can see that the name is changed. So this is my record ID. Franco Martino is my first name and last name. And now let's email this out. Just a second. So I'll send to, let's do to my email, and I'll send it out. Let's send it from CDO and send email. And you can see my email is already here. And I got Dear Franca from CDO, which is my, if I'll take a look at my, you'll see that it's going through Salesforce, and that's that. All right, let's head on. Amit, can you take this for a sec? I have a baby here that's crying. I got to run to her for a sec.
No problem. I'll take over.
Just a second. I'll be right back.
No problem. Yeah, guys. If you have any questions, like fire away in the chat. I haven't had anything. It's like everyone's a bit quiet today. Are there any use cases specific to your company that you're a bit stuck on that could be greatly benefited? So any questions, just fire away into the chat. Really happy to answer. Regarding the,
I'm back.
Great. Regarding the recordings, they will be on YouTube, and I'll post a link right now at the end of this session. So Shno, take over, please.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, I want to say something, you know, like everyone, like, I don't know if you know, like we all working like remote from home, and like kids is like first, so don't worry about it, you know, it's good.
All right, so we've seen send via email, edit and send, and now let's take a look at the edit document template. So this is a very, very special feature. So let me show you how this works. So I'm going to click the edit document template, and what it will do, it will download the merged doc onto my computer here. And what you'll be able to do here is, I just opened it in Word, right? So I'm going to type in, let's say, hello, editing from Word. The reason that we do this, many people they have very complicated templates, and many times they cannot account for everything that goes in there, and they have to add some things manually. So once you add, and you want to have a Word document in the end, so once you change it in any other editor, the formatting will be wrong. So what we came up with here, that you can edit it directly from here, and then once you go to your form titan add-in, and you will hit email, so you don't even need to log into your form titan. So you will hit email, and then this familiar window will pop up, and then you can just select your folder, your template, and just shoot the email directly from here. So you can do, let's see, you can select the from, just like we've said it before. So it accounts for here as well. So you can say, let's just send it out from here and say, hello, and I'll send it to other. Let's do form titan. And you can add more attachments. You can add your body and send it out. And basically what will happen here is, if you're working with enhanced emails, or you're sending it from a case, and you have your email to case enabled, aside from emailing it out, it will attach it to your mailing. So if you will have email to case, then you will see an email to case record once we email it out. So that's it. My email was sent, and now I will get it with after I've edited it. So this is a very, very special feature here. All right, so let's move on. Attach the record, very simple. You just click it. Again, it doesn't generate the document, doesn't run the push, doesn't do anything aside from generating the document and attaching it to your, either to your record, either as an attachment or as a file. So if I'll hit Word as attachment or Word as a file, will basically merge my document merge my template and push it to my record. So that's that. And now let's see our multiple features here. So what we have here is once you select more than one, and then we'll move on to our search layouts, and we'll see how that works. So once you select more than one, you see that bulk actions appear. So you can either generate, which again will run the push for Word demo and Word demo ver2. And if I'll have more, you can select more than two, obviously. And if you'll run generate, will basically run your submits for every single form. So if, let's say, in form 1, I had file generation, file push to Salesforce, and account update, and this one I'll have file push to Salesforce and contact update, it will do both for each one. All right, so that's what will happen if I hit generate. If you click send via email, so you can see that you can either have, so basically this is just through Titan. It's not like before what we've seen from Salesforce. So you can do add to files. You can pull up your email here as a template, and it will send it out. It will send out the user these two attachments. So you can either attach or embed generated document. So that's the email, or you can hit merge. What it will do is, so nothing will be sent out or attached to your record. What it will do is it will give you a link to download the merge document. So I'm just going to give it a second here, and you will see what I mean. So these documents look virtually the same, but it's just I made a little styling differences on them so you can see. So I'm just going to click here to download. I'm going to open this up, and you see I have here two different versions of the document. All right, so that's the merge. And let's move on to our PDF. Okay, so let's head over to opportunities, and let me pull up the, here's my emails, keep on coming. Let's pull up the PDF here. I prepared a dynamic PDF, so I'll head over to my dashboard, go to equipment. So what this PDF does, pulls up opportunity information and creates kind of an invoice. So let me show you how this looks like. So here is my invoice. This is a dynamic PDF. I have the opportunity information mapped here, dynamically pulling up all the opportunity products and showing them on the table and bringing up the total, the tax, and the grand total. And let's take a look at our settings real quick. So we have the preview before submit, auto previews on, and let's configure the Salesforce. So let's start with the Salesforce button, and we're going to select our opportunity object and our record ID. We want to pull it from opportunity ID. I'm not going to configure anything else. I'm just going to hit apply and save this. Head back to my Salesforce. Let's pull up GenePoint, and I'll hit the FT generate document, and let's view it. Okay, wonderful. So I have my PDF. That's great, and we know how to generate everything directly from here. One thing I'll show that it's a little different from the Word. You see that you don't have download as Word, edit the Word template. You don't have it here, and what you have in the edit and send. So if I will choose this guy now, you will see it a little bit different, that you'll be able to actually edit your template directly from here. So if I'll click edit, and that's why we call it edit and send. So now you can edit your template, and then you can email it directly from here. So this is really cool. So I'm going to exit this, and what I will show you now is how to use these guys in process builders, workflows, and flows. Okay, so let's head back to our form builder here. And I'll head over to settings, and you can see in the bottom of the options here, you have Salesforce Workflow Outbound Message, Salesforce Button, Salesforce Apex, and Process Builder. Okay, so let's set up the outbound message first. This is like the easiest thing to do. So you just select your object, click Set Mapping, and you would want to map the opportunity ID to your opportunity ID here. And that's it. Now the only thing you need to do is grab the endpoint URL, hit apply, and I'll save this. Let's head back, let's head to my setup, and I'll say workflow, go to my workflow rules, and let's create a new rule on my opportunity object, hit next. And I'll say created, and every time it's edited, and let's say formula evaluates to be true. And let's insert a field. Let's say, you know what, let's make it very simple.
Now, 1 second, there's like one guy joined like with audio on. So I think like guy named Shapiro or something like this. Can you?
Yeah, I just muted it.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is say, let's say the opportunity stage name, if I can find it. So here, the opportunity stage equals to closed one. I'll save this rule, and then what I will do is new outbound message. Okay, and then you can select the user that you want to send it as. The only thing you need to do is make sure your ID is being passed, which is by default. And then I'll hit save. And done. And let's activate this. And if I'll head back to my opportunity and look at the details, let's see where the stage. Okay, so I'm just going to change it to something else and hit save. And change it to close one again. And I'll head back to my integration logs. And we got a Salesforce outbound message with this record ID that we just ran. And what it will do within a minute, it will generate the document, basically run your push. So whatever you got in your push, that's what it will run. So if I'll go back to my Salesforce integration push, I have nothing here, so it's not going to do anything. But if I will have like a file again, and sorry. And you can obviously do a dynamic title. You can pull it up from whatever you're pulling up your record from. You can manipulate it like opportunity name or account name, whatever you want to do. And in this instance, I'm just going to hit other and do, let's do invoice.pdf. And I didn't map the rest of them. So first published location ID is my opportunity ID. And my version data is my PDF mapping, and that's that. And now whenever you run your outbound message, it will run your push. So that's the outbound message. Let's just disable this. So I'm going to deactivate this rule. So that's cool. And now let's head over to our process builder. Does anybody have any questions?
Yes, I have. Very slow today, Donkey.
Yeah, I'm making it specially.
Making a lot of efforts. Thanks. It's good.
Really, nobody has any questions?
I'll hit the first one. Schneur, I would like to know if there is a difference between the options. I mean, using outbound message, what is the advantage of using this over Apex or other possible actions that you can further on explain us?
Yeah, basically, outbound messages is like an old version of sending messages between servers, like in Salesforce. The best practice is actually to use flows. But like some people, like old like us, like to use like outbound messages. So we want to show it as well. Like I'm joking. So this is it's one of those options.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Just a second.
Yeah, no, you can continue here. Like, I don't think there are any other questions coming up.
Hey, took a minute break. 1 second.
Yeah, I'm back. Oh, what a night. Okay, so let's move on to the process builder. So basically, the if I heard correctly before, I just heard some of the half the question. I don't know if Benny answered it or not, but technically, the process builder gives you a lot more flexibility to what you're doing. So let's say hypothetically, outbound message and workflows can work just from that object that you're running it from. So let's say you're running an opportunity and you want to generate a PDF on the opportunity, that's great. But what happens if you run on a child of an opportunity and you want to generate the opportunity PDF? And process builder, in the workflow, you can't do it since you can't get to the parent. With the process builder, you have a lot more power, and you can also schedule your actions. So let's say something happened, you can say that you could do with the workflow as well, but in the process builder, you have a lot more flexibility. So basically, whenever you have to go to process builder, then it just gives you a lot more power of when you do what you do. So let's just do generate doc opportunity, and we'll do record changes and hit save. I'll add my object opportunity, and you can select when you want to run it. In my instance, is when a record is created or updated. I'll hit save. And let's add a criteria. Let's do stage. Okay, conditions are met, and let's say my opportunity stage. Let's do closed one. All right, I'll hit save, and in my immediate actions, what you will select is Apex, and find an Apex class. And right now I have only one here, and probably in your orgs you will have a bunch, but basically Titan gives you an Apex class with a method, a form builder, ft.docgen. You call this, you select this whenever, after you obviously install the form Titan package. And then basically what Titan asks you to give us the variables of. So the first thing is the object ID, which is what you're running from now. So that shows you the power of the process builder. Then you'll be able, hypothetically, to use a formula or use a field reference. And then from here, let's say you can select the account ID. So you can, every time you, let's say you run a child object, you want to generate something on the parents, and you can do it directly from here. In my instance, it's very flat. So I'm just going to select the opportunity ID and hit choose. And now you need a FT form hash and FT API key. It looks very scary, but in real life, it's very simple. The only thing you need to do is head over to document generation, head over to the settings, and process builder, you hit configure. this should be very familiar to you by now. So what we want to generate is opportunity, and we want to grab it from the opportunity ID. And here is your FT form hash and FT API key. The only thing I need to do is head over there, put in my FT hash and my API key, and I hit save. And that's that. I hit apply here, save it, head back here and activate. And let's see how it goes. So I'm gonna head back here and change again the stage, change it to prospecting. I'll hit save. And I'll move again to closed one. We'll hit save. And let's take a look at the logs. And you see the method SF Apex, which means we got the notification from Salesforce, and now we will actually run your document generation. And again, if you had more things running there, like objects, creating objects, updating objects, whatever you're doing on your form will actually happen. Again, this basically runs your submit. So this is the process builder. Another way is flow. So flow, again, when you use flow process builder, so you can use it with screen flows, you can use auto launch flows, whatever you like. Basically, auto launch flow is a flow where you have a set of actions, and then you can either invoke it from a process builder, or you can invoke it from actually with code. You can invoke it as well. The power of flow is it gives you a lot more flexibility. Again, you can query children objects. You can do a lot of logic on there when to make a decision to generate or not. So it's very simple. I just made here a flow. Flows are not simple. To generate the document with a flow is very simple. I'm just going to show you what it does. So this is a screen flow. Basically, it just creates a contact record, and what it does, it goes to, in the end, what you do is, I'm just going to replicate this. You put an action, you search for Apex, and if you have the package installed, this will come up, and this should be familiar since it's exactly the same method. You put in your FT API key, FT form hash, and object ID, where you can grab it in the flow from wherever you're pulling it from. And let me just show you a quick demonstration what it does here. So let's say if I'll head over to my contacts, and let's see, I made here an app, so my donkey contact create, and on the bottom here I have a create contact. So let's say hello, and this will be donkey, and I'll hit next. Basically what it will do now, it just created my hello donkey, and if I'll head back to my generation here, you can see that I got a call from SF Apex just now. So this is the file generation from before. I didn't show you every step what happens because I just want to show you how to use it. So basically this is the one from before, this is the one just from now, 2045. And this is really, really powerful. Okay, so that's that. The only thing I didn't show you, I think, is search lists or list views. So let's head over to my contact list view, and I'll change it to all contacts. And what you will see here that you have a FT document lightning. So there actually are two things if I forget. So the only thing I need to show you is how to create your own buttons if you need to. So Benny and Amit remind me if I forget. So what this will give you, if you click this, it will give you to do actions on multiple contacts. So let's say I select 2 contacts or 3 contacts, and I'll click FT generate document. And basically it pulls up all the templates you have. And what you can do here, if I select this guy and do send email, it will send an email to whatever contacts I've selected. Or if I do generate, it will generate these. It will basically run the submit on your Word demo form for all these contacts. So if I generate now, and in my push I have files being attached, then it will attach the form to every single contact that you created. Another thing you can do is hit merge, and then it will basically, again, give you a link with all three, with the document for, basically will give us now 3 pages of the document for every contact that I have selected. So this is very powerful. Now let's take a look at how to create your own buttons. So these are actually very, very simple. So let's say you want to generate from a custom object or something that we didn't add a button in the package for. So if you click on the Salesforce button and you hit configure, then you can see button code right there. So you have classic, lightning, and list button. All right, so the list button is for the list views, and the detailed page button is very simple. The only thing you need to do is just put this guy over there and you're set. It tells you everything what you need to do, and the lightning is you just create a quick action and you select the lightning component, FT generate PDF, and you're good to go. Another thing that I see here that we didn't cover is filter. Now, filter is very cool. So let's say, I'll give you the scenario. So let's say, so you already have the power to control what users views which templates or via profiles. But let's say, even though that you want a certain user to view a certain template, but you still want to, for certain objects, you don't want to show that template. That's what the filter gives you. So if I will select the neighbor filter, then it will pull up. Right now we're working on the opportunity object since I've selected it over there. And now you can basically say, I only want to show it if the opportunity name equals, not equals, equals case, not equals case, donkey, okay? So if it equals a donkey, then I'll actually be able to view the template to be generated. Otherwise, it will not be viewable. So this is a very, very cool feature. Okay, let's see some questions. Benny, is there anything else that we forget?
Yeah, there are like a lot of stuff, but it's very good. Like, thank you very much. Amit, you want to take it from here?
Yeah, just one of the things that often comes up is even when you've installed a package or have in the past, they can't find the Apex class, and that's mainly down to because the managed package is in the correct version. Shino, do you want to just show them like where they can find the version?
The only thing you gotta do is just head over to the App Exchange, what we've seen in the beginning. So if you go to the App Exchange, let me just get rid of this, and you search for Form Titan, just make sure that you got the last version, that's all. So how you can compare it is very simple. It's really, you should really update it either way. If you don't see it, that means you're running on an earlier version. But the easiest way to do it is if you search for packages and you go to install packages, and you look at your Form Titan package, and right now I can see that it's version 1.22. And if I go to the Stack Exchange and go to the Form Titan app,
I think Inbal in the chat want to ask something. So Inbal, you can connect, please.
okay, so you can see here that it should show you the version here. I don't know why, but in either case, you can compare it to the latest release. You can see when is your last time that you updated it, and then you can see that if you need to update or not. Either case, if you don't see it, you should update.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah, so what are the questions? What do we have here?
We're asking about licensing. So it's like $5 USD per month per user, basically part of the Gold package. What else? Support Hebrew, right to left, any language actually. That's it basically.
I'm sure somebody has more questions, but speak up. Anyone?
They're very shy.
They're very shy, like after they hear you, Donkey.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I see that we got like a nice visitor, like Cricket.
Yeah. Hey, Cricket.
No, not this one.
Oh, Alfred here as well. Hi, Alfred.
This is Freddy Krueger. Don't mess with him. Okay.
It went so fast, I'm a little lost, but I'll have to catch up. Hopefully, when you send out the video, I'll have to go.
No worries. Got
No,
Vicky here as well.
You can YouTube or like 50%.
Yeah, it's all in the course anyway, so you shouldn't have any issues really. Got Vicky here as well, Yara, Ziva, everybody. I know, like I asked yesterday, if somebody doesn't have a link to the Academy, so tell me now in the chat if you don't have it, so I can paste the link.
How often do you do these?
It's a good question. Every time we release a course, we do this at least 3 times a week.
Okay, so because I think this is the first time
one quick thing I wanted to show here. So if I'm looking at the logs here, you will see something funny named Salesforce logs success email sent successfully. And the reason that I got this here is because if I head back to my custom settings, the reason that we added it is because once we use your you want to send emails via Salesforce. I'm going to show something real quick also now after this. So basically, I told the Titan package, listen, I wanna do a debug mode, which debug mode means, and I put my API key in here. The debug mode means every time we send an email through Salesforce, we'll let you know this and this form did this and this action. So if you get failures from the email servers from Salesforce, you can view it directly from here. So let's say if one of the users say, oh, I didn't get an email, you can run to your log and pull it up and see what happens. So that's one. And another thing I wanted to show you, I don't know how much it's related to the to what we've shown here with the package, but if you head over to the emails on your form, you have something called send via Salesforce. And there is a video here explaining exactly what it does. And just in short, what I will show is you can select the only org-wide default email addresses that you have in your org. And then you can say every time that you send an email out from this form, then you can you want us to send it through Salesforce, and then the user will get the email through Salesforce. So let's say, let me just explain the email message, and then I'll tell you about a usage case. So let's say create an email message in Salesforce. Again, either web to case or enhanced email enabled will push a email message onto your object. So that's that. And so once you will do custom, let's say you will do send to additional, and whatever you put in here will actually get the email from Salesforce. Or if you will add an email field here, and you will say, I want this email to be sent, so send email to filler, then the filler will get an email from the org-wide default email address that you configured in the email there. Yeah, so that's the last thing I think I didn't cover here. Again, there is a lot more details. It's just...
yeah, Donkey, thank you very much. Amit?
Yes, no, thank you so much. Guys, big session this was. I'll upload it. I don't have the link available right now, but tomorrow's session, I will give you the link, and I'll also send it via an email to all the lists that we have. So don't worry if today was a bit overwhelming. It was a very technical session. And we'll give you the link tomorrow, and hopefully see you on the session tomorrow as well. We got some awesome stuff tomorrow too. So we look forward to seeing everybody there. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys attending and taking time out.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.